Don Mazzella here for Small Business Digest. We have with us the president of Alibaba America. Now, I've been looking forward to this one because I know very little about Alibaba here in the United States, but his people tell me uh, it can be important for small business, so we're going to give him a chance. John Caplan, welcome to the program.
Don, it is fantastic to be here. I am happy to share a bit about Alibaba.com and how we're making it easy for entrepreneurs and businesses around the world to do business and answer any questions you have. Fire away. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, well, the first one obviously is tell us a little bit about your background, because that's important. Our people like to know.
Sure. So my name is John Caplan. I am president of North America and Europe for Alibaba.com. I joined Alibaba.com just about 5 years ago when Alibaba Group acquired a business I started, which was called OpenSky. And OpenSky helped about 100,000 entrepreneurs distribute and sell $5 billion a year of product across eBay and Amazon and other platforms. And I am an insatiable entrepreneur. If you scratch me, I bleed small business. I'm a lifetime entrepreneur. I guess it is my grandfather and his brothers came to America in 1904 and started a business in 1912 that my cousins and I still are on the board of. So I am a entrepreneurship and company building is in my blood. And I'm excited to help the Alibaba.com business globalize and transform into being what we are today, which is an ally to global small businesses. Alibaba.com is the largest B2B marketplace in the world. We are helping millions of entrepreneurs in 190 countries do business and make it easy to do business. And I'll tell you all about that. On the personal side, I'm born and raised in New York City, still live in New York City, 2 great kids, and I'm happy to be here with you today.
Okay, so let's now move to the next thing. What is Alibaba USA?
Yeah, so Alibaba.com is a global platform. Our mission, first and foremost, is to make it easy for businesses to do business with one another. We are a B2B marketplace. Alibaba.com is a B2B marketplace that's part of the larger Alibaba Group. Alibaba Group is a really remarkable entrepreneurial company based in China. But Alibaba.com is an end-to-end global e-commerce marketplace that streamlines B2B sourcing, right? Getting the raw materials or the supplies or the machinery you need, and selling so that US companies and European companies and folks in South America and around the globe can expand and scale their business on their own terms. Our platform helps small and medium-sized businesses first get digital and then go global. And this is an important thing, Don. When people think of digitization of business, a lot of energy and focus has been on the business to the customer side, right? But actually, the B2B market is far bigger and far more complex. So what I like to tell folks is, at Alibaba.com, people sell, pallets or container loads of product, and buyers find high quality, trusted suppliers of those products. And for context, this is a $24 trillion global B2B e-commerce market, which the U.S. International Trade Commission that number comes from them, not from me. And today, the business that I help lead facilitates tens and tens and tens and tens of billions of dollars in global trade between businesses using our platform. And I'll just leave you with one thought about what is Alibaba.com. Really, we exist to make sourcing and selling so efficient for our customers that they can spend their time and resources on the things that matter to growing their business, right? Entrepreneurs have really two core assets, capital and time. And allocating your capital to sourcing or selling on Alibaba.com is the most efficient use of it. And using Alibaba.com to discover suppliers, work with suppliers, customize goods, sell is the most efficient way to do that globally. And our customers consistently tell us, hey, I'm on Alibaba.com. You've really bent the arc of my business's potential. And that is incredibly gratifying as, the grandson of immigrant entrepreneurs. I find that really my calling and mission. And so helping business do business is what we're all about.
Okay, and your website, and spell it out for our audience.
Yeah. So for folks, you can go to Alibaba.com and you spell that ALIBABA.com. So it's Alibaba.com. If you go there, you'll find all the services and tools you need to source and sell to the world.
Well, let's back up a minute. When your people came to me and said about having you on the program, I thought of Alibaba as a kind of a competitor to Amazon, but clearly,
Sure.
what I'm hearing you saying is, if I'm interested in buying bottles to fill with candles, this is where you shine. Rather than buying one candle, it's a gross of candles. Am I hearing that correctly?
You've nailed it completely, right? Today, our platform, Alibaba.com, serves more than 26 million buyers and sellers from around the world. And if you think about it today, Amazon and Shopify, right? E-commerce, the folks that are selling products to consumers, that business has grown remarkably, right? Incredibly. All those products that the folks on Amazon, the sellers on Amazon, or the store owners on Shopify, all of those folks start their journey at Alibaba.com to identify what, in fact, they're going to make, source, customize so that they can bring it to market on Amazon.com or eBay.com or Walmart.com or in their Shopify store. And so if you think about our value prop to business owners, right, it's to create the ability to allow sellers, right, manufacturers, wholesalers, distributors, they come to our platform to digitize their business. You get an online storefront, you get marketing and CRM tools. They come to our platform to globalize their business, to access to buyers around the world, right? So if you're a manufacturer of, glasses, and you're in Detroit, Michigan, and you're a manufacturer of glasses in Detroit, Michigan, and you want to get customers in Saudi Arabia or Germany or Great Britain or Miami, business customers, right? The folks that are going to, the average order on our platform is thousands of dollars, right? And I anecdote. I remember my mother telling me, you make a lot more margin if you can sell a container of something at good margin than you can sell individual items, right? And you have to acquire customers for individual items. So I'm a big believer that digital entrepreneurs need to be in the B2B space to be successful. If you're a digital entrepreneur and you want to source goods that you're going to then sell to the world, our platform's the place to do that. So, on Alibaba.com, buyers can look up suppliers from anywhere in the world, both near and far, communicate with them directly. So a supplier in Spain talking to a buyer in New York, that supplier in Spain, they can message each other in their native language. So I'm speaking English, someone's speaking Spanish, and our technology, brilliant translation technology, can translate it in real time. On the Alibaba.com platform, you can find a supplier and you can live stream with that supplier, and they can give you a tour of their factory, so you can see your coffee cups being manufactured on the line. So you don't need to get on an airplane, fly all the way around the world, sit in quarantine in a hotel someplace, be far away from your family. You can run a global procurement operation from your desktop. And that is a transformation that's really significant, Don, because entrepreneurs don't have extra cash lying around, and sure as heck don't have extra time. And so our platform is, really the place where entrepreneurs and small business owners start their day, do all their business, and look at their stats at the end of the day and say, holy cow, my margins are good, my products are fast tracking through some of the supply chain issues, and I'm building my business in a trusted environment. And so I could take you through all the details of some of the incredible financial service products we've launched and some of the feedback we've gotten from customers, but at a high level, that is what Alibaba.com is. Oh, actually, one other thing that I didn't mention. Today, we've tens of millions of customers on our platform. 60% of the people who come to Alibaba.com to source are in the US and Europe. The winning entrepreneurs, the winning small businesses, those folks rely on Alibaba.com to be successful, and they're our customer. We do everything we possibly can to make it easier for them to do business. Whether it's opening up new markets, whether it's adding new functionality and tools. During COVID, for example, Don, we created digital trade shows so that business couldn't stop despite the fact travel stopped. And so we built a big digital trade show capability into the platform. We launched a couple of years ago a global escrow service. So if you source red iPhone cases from the high quality manufacturers you can find on Alibaba.com, you pay in our platform, the money sits in escrow until those iPhone cases get unpacked. And if you ordered red iPhone cases and for some reason there was a mix up and you've got blue iPhone cases, you know what happens? You don't pay and you get your money back. And then you get your red iPhone cases. We call that product Trade Assurance, and it is a global escrow service. And I think I'll end with one idea, Don. Trust is the thing that makes doing business fun and possible. And our platform is the platform of trust between entrepreneurs who are in the goods business around the world to do business with one another. Our Trade Assurance product delivers trust. Our Alibaba Freight service delivers certainty of delivery. Our verification of suppliers means which supplier you're doing business with and what they're capable of doing. Our 100% third-party sales means we're not in competition with you, right? I imagine, Don, you've come across some marketplaces that will say, oh, we're a marketplace. Pretend you don't notice the fact that we actually use the data from your sales to sell our own stuff. Well, you know what? We don't do that, right? I'm not in the business of seeing that white t-shirts are selling well, so I make my own brand of white t-shirts. That isn't Alibaba.com. Our customers are entrepreneurs, whether they're manufacturer entrepreneurs or they're wholesalers, distributors, or brands. We're their ally. We're the bridge between them, and we help them with our tools and services and data and technology thrive. And trust is really the attribute of Alibaba.com that's made us the fastest growing B2B, largest and fastest growing B2B marketplace in the world. And in fact, at Alibaba Group, we are one of, if not the fastest growing business as part of the larger Alibaba Group platform. So we are working our fannies off over here to create a lot of help and support for the folks that are using Alibaba.com.
Okay. Before we go further, your website again?
Don, I'm gonna keep spelling it for folks just to keep it super simple. If you're listening out there, go to Alibaba.com, and that is spelled ALIBABA.com. And everybody listening can type that into your browser, or in fact, the best way to do it is download the Alibaba.com app, because that thing is wicked good, super fast, and there is nothing better as an entrepreneur than running your business from your cell phone. Because we all know that having the time to get to your desktop is complicated, but if you're watching your kids' soccer game and you can log into your phone and communicate with your supplier halfway around the world, that's modern business, and that's Alibaba.com.
Well, let me ask you this question. You may or may not know, but I went with Nixon to China on his first trip.
Get out of here. That is super cool.
Yeah. But in doing so, it opened the Pandora box in many ways. And if I saw the latest figure, only 23% of the American businesses have used some sort of foreign sourcing. If the numbers may vary, I don't know what numbers you have. But in the beginning, there was an awful lot of ripoffs between what happened in China and what happened here. And for instance, if you ask them to create a mold for a product, suddenly you discovered not only was your product on the marketplace, but there was a Chinese version of it at half the price. I know that because I covered a few of those stories. But what do you do now to protect a company that says, goes in, I need somebody to create a mold for this new product. Let's say it's a new pill case. And and they ask for pricing and mold, etc. Now the mold is in China, the product is being shipped here. How do you deal with that? Because that is a question that comes up an awful lot still today.
Yeah, and Don, first of all, I should be interviewing you about your trip with Nixon and that experience, because that is a remarkable moment in 20th century history, and I actually think one of the most important in the globalization of trade was that trip, in fact. And so I just want to say, on thinking about that trip, maybe a lot more interesting than anything that's coming out of my mouth. So for folks listening, let's all lobby Don to tell us that story, because I think that would be one super interesting. But let me address your question head on. We have a fantastic group in our IP enforcement and IP protection team, and we've won awards for that work. We take that work incredibly seriously, which is Alibaba is committed to the protection of intellectual property rights. Full stop. That is our commitment. And if a brand or seller or entrepreneur has a concern or problem with that, we have a system to escalate that internally. Folks working at Alibaba.com who are used to be employees at the FBI and other parts, Customs and Border Protection. Like, we take intellectual property incredibly seriously, domestically here in the US and around the world. And we are, for whatever reason, the name of the award we've won is not in my mind, but that's work we take seriously. And respecting and honoring local law is a priority at Alibaba, right? There is no, we have what is effectively, and I personally have, a zero tolerance for anything that can be, frankly, perceived to be unethical, right? And we take it super seriously. In the event somebody has an image of theirs or a product of theirs exploited in some way that breaches the Alibaba.com terms of service, we have a rapid response team whose job it is to remedy that. And if folks are interested in learning more about our commitment to that, I will ask our team to get to you sort of the names and the access and all the specific information on how to escalate questions or concerns. That's an important thing to us.
Yeah, that's very true. But given my experience with the Chinese law, courts, etc., it's a very difficult thing. We have, over the last five years, and even recently, 5 different companies we know where their product, they came up with a new product, asked for the molds, did all the work, and then came in with a price. And let's say arbitrarily, they had to retail at $9.99. And all of a sudden, a Chinese company came in, and on Amazon on their own, and the same product, but they were selling it at $7. And in one case, it happened to be a pill case with a very ingenious way of doing things.
So here's the honest answer, Don, on this. And so I want to speak it plain and be direct so we can sort of keep move on. We are 100% committed to IP protection and helping SMBs protect it. Our truth is, we're humbled by the trust that our partners and customers place in us and inspired by their success on our platform. And authentic and IP protected products are the heart of that trust. That is the essence of the trust. And I would encourage folks to understand how our marketplace, our Market Safe program is, done in partnership with the Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, is the industry best, right? Our Market Safe program with the anti-counterfeiting program is the industry best practice. It really is the best work. And in this program, SMBs can get help in taking down IP violating programs that they find on our platform, Don, for free. But one thing I would tell folks, that is why Alibaba.com is so important. Do business on our platform, find suppliers who are verified on our platform, because we have a verification. You can see they've been verified. You can see how long they've been a seller on our platform. You can see what countries around the world they do business with. And if you find them on our platform and pay them on our platform and use our trade assurance, we can even be more effective at helping you. If you go rogue off the platform to go find somebody, I'm not in a position to be helpful. We also make it easy for SMBs to register their IP here on our platform so they can make it easy to take it down. When you're negotiating your contract inside the Alibaba.com app, and building that agreement between yourself and your supplier, all that data sits in the platform, which is useful for you as a buyer, as an entrepreneur, that you've done it in a way where it's transparent and in our system, because then we can be even more helpful. So the more SMBs use Alibaba.com, the more effective we can be in helping them protect their IP. As opposed to, folks, if you find somebody in a yellow pages online that isn't associated with Alibaba, I can't help you. And so the good businesses, the real businesses, even the folks that are just getting started, use a trusted platform like Alibaba.com, and it will significantly de-risk your global procurement and your selling.
John Caplan, we're coming up to the end of our time together. What would you like to leave our audience with?
There's no better time than today to be an entrepreneur. The rise of entrepreneurship in the last, year and a half, coming out of this black swan, brutal disruption of COVID that has tragically taken so many lives and disrupted so much of the global economy. It's also, if there's a silver lining, it's like after a forest fire, when you see the sprouts of the green, new growth coming. There is a new growth coming in entrepreneurship globally. Last year, I think the data suggests that, the National Bureau of Economic Research said more new digital entrepreneurs, more entrepreneurs were started in the last 12 months than ever before. And those new digital entrepreneurs, when I was a young person, it would take a lot of money to start a business. Today, $5,000 or $10,000, you can be a digital entrepreneur. And the lowering the barrier to entrepreneurship in an environment where the channels exist to operate digitally and the growth of digital, I'm telling my kids, quit school and go be an entrepreneur, which my wife doesn't much like to hear. But the reality is, this is the time to be a new digital entrepreneur. Go to Alibaba.com and dig in and get started.
One last time, your website.
Okay, everybody. Alibaba.com. Let's go.
Okay. On that note, we say, John Caplan, thank you for being with us.